Okay, parents, I'm going to show you how to do lesson 10.7 today. Remember, you can log in to the Pearson website with your student's user ID at VESD-CA and their user ID again repeated here. Once you log in, you can click on your student's Explore tab, and it should be able to take you through and log you into the book where you're going to be finding topic 10, lesson 7. So this is the teacher version here. I'm going to go ahead and log in so I can do that with you guys via my teacher version. So again, we're doing lesson 10.7 today. Remember, when we focus on these lessons, that they have different concepts that are covered, and today is called a math practices and problem solving. It's a reasoning lesson, and they're always a little bit trickier. So when you get your kiddo started on this, you might notice they might be having a little bit harder of a time thinking through some of these problems, and sometimes they do just fine. So it really just kind of depends on the wording. So we're going to be looking for and using structure today. So we're going to be putting some counters in the red 5 frame. This is when there's only 5 boxes here. We're going to use a red crayon and write the number that tells how many counters are in the red frame. Put the same number of counters in the blue 5 frame, use a blue crayon, and write the number that tells how many counters are in the blue frames. Okay, so the difference here is you have only one 5 frame to fill in. So we would go ahead and draw our counters. And again, when kiddos are doing this, it's always great to use objects on this page, but if you don't have any objects to use, you can always have them draw. So since we did 5 inside inside that 5 frame, we're going to write the number 5. It should match. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and go down to the blue 10 frames. So there's already 10 here, and it asks us to add some numbers, or add 5 more into this 10 frame. Now, again, I think on this page you can actually do however many counters you want. It doesn't actually give us a specific number to do. So if your kiddo wanted to do 1 or 2 or 3, that would be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue to do 5 here, and I'm going to show a difference between when you only have 5 and then when you add 10 more, because there are 10 counters in this 10 frame. So 10 and 5 more makes a 15. And how do we make a 15? A 1 and a 5. Okay, so this first page, remember that Solve and Share is all about that hands-on practice. So if you can, grab some objects and let them explore. Okay, so what we're doing today is really the same exact thing that I just showed you on that page with the manipulatives. This time it's going to be with drawing these out. So
Can I please tell you something?
I'm
Where's my Elsa?
I'm not sure, baby. I'm filming a video though for school right now. You're gonna have to go look for her, and I'll help you when I'm all done, okay? Okay, can you please go look, and I'll be with you in just a second? Or you can sit and wait for me right here while I finish, okay? Okay.
Is it gonna be a quick?
Can you sit down, please, on your bottom and be quiet, please, because this is all on video right now. All right, sorry about that, parents. Like I said, I'm a mama too, so I have little ones that come in. All right, so in this video, in this lesson, we are going to be finding the number with the blue box around it. So number 3 has a blue box around it, and then we want to locate and count 10 more. So one of the things that they're going to be learning here is that 10 more is always directly underneath when we're using a 100 chart. This is actually a 20 chart, but as they get in our next lesson, we'll be showing them 100 charts. So it'll be something they're familiar with. But they can count each one to start. So if we started at 3 and we counted on 10 more, we would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They should be stopping on the number directly under the 3, which is a 13. So the students then are going to put a circle around that number. And okay, there we go. So since we counted on 10 more, we're going to write number 10. Okay, and we have to write the number that we started with, which was 3. Sometimes I think it would be smart to actually do that number first, like tie that in so they're noticing that pattern. And then because we counted on 10 more, that's where this number is coming from right here. And then we're stopping on 10 more, which gave us this number right here. So how do we make a 13, a 1, and a 3? Okay, so this is going to be a good next step for our topic 11 that's coming. So after you finish this page, we're going to go in and do some guided practice. So remember, with all of these guided practice problems, you're going to be watching and working with your kiddo. So for number 2 apple here, we're going to be again finding 10 more on all of these 3 problems right here. So find the blue box. Let's locate that blue box. Again, I think because of the patterning and looking for that structure piece, I think it'd be really smart to tell them, all right, what number are we starting with? We're going to write that blue number on this second line. That's one missing part. We started with 7. We need to count 10 more. How many more are we going to count? You're going to say 10 more. How do we make a 10? A 1 and a 0. Okay, and then we're going to count our 10 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to stop here. Okay, what number did we stop on? It should be directly under the number 7. How do we make that number? It's a 17 with a 1 and a 7. Okay, so that might help if you draw those visual cues there to remind them where they're putting those numbers. And I can tell that in this lesson they do want us to put the smaller number here on that second line, which is kind of strange because they made this a lot smaller. You can see that the line is actually shorter than this line. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing on number 3. Hang on, bud. So we're starting with number 8 in the blue box. We're going to write that number here. How do we make an 8? You can ask them to draw their 8. We teach it 2 ways, the way I just drew it, or make a tree. Wait a second here. Make an S. Sorry. Do not wait. Go back up and make your 8. Okay. And then we are going to count 10 more. How many more are we going to count? They're going to say 10. How do we make our 10? Okay, and then they're going to go ahead and count their 10 more. Again, when they're counting these out, they need to stop on that number directly underneath the 8. What number is directly underneath the 8? It's an 18. How do we make an 18? A 1 and an 8. And I forgot to actually have your kiddo go back and read your part, whole. Hang on, bud. So we're going to be going 10 plus 7 equals 17, part, whole. 10 plus 8 equals 18, part, whole. Okay? So you guys can hear the chaos going in my house. I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. And on this problem right here, this one says complete the equation to continue the pattern. So here they need to recognize that we started with a 10 plus 1 equals 11, 10 plus 2 equals 12. These first numbers stay the same, so this number should stay the same as well. It should be a 10. Okay, let's check the pattern in the second number spot. 1, 2, what should go here? They should continue the pattern. It should be a 3. Okay, and then in the last pattern spot, we're going to check the pattern as we continue. 11, 12, check this number, 13. Okay, so all of those numbers should match. Then you can have them go back and read their problem to make sure the 2 parts make the whole. All right, and then on your independent practice, you're going to have your kiddo go ahead and go through and do this this independent practice problem here. This is actually, oh, you know what? This is actually the performance assessment. So you can have your kiddo do this. So if they do this, they should be able to do it by themselves, but it is an assessment, so don't worry about it. If it's something that they need a little bit of help with, you can still provide that help for them. Okay, and it looks like after that, we've got some homework pages that are optional. Okay, hope that helps you guys. I'm sorry for the interruptions today. Bear with me, all right? Thank you guys so much.